Good afternoon, everyone. This is the Doctor. I hope you're having a fantastic Saturday morning right now, wherever you are. It's a little bit windy out here in the Pacific Northwest, but we learn to love it living out here. We are going to be doing a quick look at Warrior of Light, you guys. This isn't going to be a full breakdown because I do not play JP and I do not have personal experience using the Warrior of Light, but I did gather some of his information. There's a lot of hype out there. I'm hearing so many people talking about how they want a HOARD for the Warrior of Light and they really can't wait till he comes out in global. So we're going to be talking a little bit about why people might be so excited for him and what's in his kit. So he does come with 3 different jobs. It's going to be the Warrior of Light, of course, Spellblade, and Dragoon. He is going to be a time-limited summon probably when he comes to global. He was time-limited in JP, and he is going to be a light element and a UR as well. His TMR is going to be Gauntlet of Light. It comes with HP 322, Accuracy 18, Evasion 8, and Critical Evade plus 8. He also gets the ability Divine Light with that, which is going to raise his own max HP for 3 turns and recovers the amount of HP raised and TP auto recover. So very powerful passive ability. I think a lot of his kit is going to focus around some of these passive abilities, and we'll go ahead and dive into those here in just a little bit. He does have a mastery ability giving attack plus 20%, defense plus 5. He has slashing resistance 25%, fist 5%, missile 15%, and magic resistance 5%. He is weak to piercing though, 20%, so he is going to have to watch out for any spear users that might be on the opposing team. He also has a 10% weakness to darkness, which is going to be pretty bad for him since there is a lot of dark units that are out there. His limit break is going to be Crystal Braver, and I think you do need to be aware of this because it is a relatively low AP cost, and I think if he's built correctly, this may be something that he's literally going to be able to do, you know, within maybe even the first, second 2 turns. So maybe you're going to be seeing this attack launched at you immediately. So it's going to deal a 3-hit damage to targets within range, and it's going to bestow Protect and Shell on himself for 3 turns. And he has insane range, and it's an AoE attack. It's just going to be, it's going to be powerful, and I just see him using this, if he has access to it, a lot, and it kind of scares me a little bit. But I think if you have him and you're going to be using him, I think the ability itself would be really badass. In terms of his stats, he does get HP 2,952, which is insane. He gets AP 115, Movement 3, Jump 1. He gets a Luck of 157. On top of that high HP, he does get an attack of 233, which is actually pretty reasonable. And Agility of 52 as well, which is pretty reasonable as well for a tank character. And a Dexterity of 137. In addition to that, he's going to get HP plus 30, TP plus 9, Attack plus 35, Magic plus 21, Dexterity plus 24, Luck plus 66, and then he's going to get a Raw Defense plus 8 and Spirit plus 6, which is wonderful, on top of an additional HP plus 15%. Keep in mind, with this much HP plus 15% is going to raise him by at least 450 HP. So if he's fully maxed out, almost the minimum amount of HP he's going to have is going to be 3,500. And that's not including espers, not including card buffs. It's going to be very difficult to take him down, I believe. In terms of his abilities, let's talk about the abilities he has for Warrior of Light, because they are pretty unique, and we haven't seen them in global yet. We do have Brave Presence, which is going to increase the chance of being targeted, which is great. And then it's going to raise your own defense and spirit for 3 turns as well. And it's stackable up to 3 times. So this is going to be crazy good. I almost can't imagine it. I would have to see how it functions in JP, but I only imagine the power of Vow of Love, for example, increasing the chance of being targeted and raising your own defense and spirit, and it stacks for 3 times, and it's for 3 turns. I think that's insane. Not only that, he does get a move called Shift Attack, which is going to deal a small amount of damage, but it's going to shoot him forward to the panel right next to the unit and plant him down there. So not only that, he He can charge right into the middle of the enemy's team. Very similar to Gilgamesh, right? Very similar to Gilgamesh's Excalibur. Probably not as powerful, but still, being that capability for movement on a unit who has low movement is going to save you CT, right? You can pop this ability instead of moving and attacking, for example. He also gets Holy Bravery, which deals large damage to the target in a very large range as well. He gets Breath of Life to recover his own HP. He also gets Invincible Shield, which bestows a barrier on an ally that reduces physical damage for 3 turns. So that's just his main kit, you guys. It doesn't matter what sub he's going to get. He is going to have all of that no matter what. Now for his sub job for Warrior of Light, he is going to get Deterrent Sword, which deals medium damage to target and lowers attack and magic. It's a pretty standard break attack, it looks like. And then he's going to get Stop Strike, which is going to deal medium damage to target with a chance of inflicting stop. I could see that being useful, but I think if those are the only 2 abilities that you're going to get from setting Warrior of Light as your sub job, I'm not sure we're going to be seeing many Warrior of Light sub jobs out there. Shout out though for his passive here, Warrior's Pride, a chance of raising own defense for 3 turns when taking physical attack damage. The Fist of the Warrior is going to raise max HP and defense. And then Quelling Chaos is going to raise defense and spirit debuff resistance as well. In terms of his other jobs, we do have Spellblade here, which is going to give you Bioblade, Providence of Fire, which is going to raise your magic attack resistance. Magic Guard is going to have a chance of damage reduction when taking magic damage. He's going to gain access to the passive buff Resist Magic. Banish Blade, which you should all be familiar with if you've been using Ramza or seeing Ramza in PvP at all. Magic Barrier, so bestows a barrier on self that reduces magic damage. And then, of course, Taunting Spell, or I believe that's probably Taunting Blade, which is deals small damage to targets within range based on caster's magic stat, and increases chance of being targeted for 3 turns. His other sub job is going to be Dragoon. It's going to give access to Jump. It's going to give him access to Dragon's Roar, which is going to have a chance of lowering bravery on targets within range. Dragon Standard raises own jump and move by 1 for 3 turns, jump +1. Dragon Dive, which deals medium damage to targets within range after a jump delay. And then Dragon's Kin, which is going to raise his own attack for 3 turns. And then, of course, Dragon's Blade, which is a chance to counterattack and absorb the damage dealt. And HP up level 1. You know, looking at these 2 different things, I really feel like I might lean more towards, personally, the Dragoon subjob, just because there's more offensive... It seems like there's more offensive buffs in the Dragoon subjob, and you could use Dragon's Roar to actually lower the bravery and lower the damage that another opponent's team could do. But I could also see the Spellblade build, so it's going to be really interesting to see how people are primarily building him. In terms of cards, of course, how could you not go with Vow of Love for him? I mean, honest to God, like, this card was built for him. He also has a passive, you know, abilities that increases hate and defense and spirit. It's just going to screw with the AI more. I just see this being the way to go for him. In terms of other cards, you guys, sorry, I just woke up. We do have one of the Espers that isn't released out, and that's going to be Warmech, I believe. Just looking at his build, I think that could potentially be very viable for him. Of course, Odin for the Man Killer and the damage resistance is probably going to be just the Man Killer. Damage resistance is on his card. Golem for the buffs, Ifrit as well for the resistance, ice resistance to Medina, and of course that missile resistance. And then Iron Giant for that slashing resistance slash attack plus, Golem for that defense plus. Overall, he's going to be a relatively easy unit to build, I think. And I think if you even have him, he's just going to kick ass whatever you do. So that's all I got for you guys in terms of the quick look at Warrior of Light. I hope you guys are really excited for what you saw. I hope this kind of paints some context for you guys around why everyone is hyping up Warrior of Light and why they're really excited for him to be coming out in Global. We are going to be covering Lucia as well later today, and we're going to be talking about her because there's a lot of hype for Lucia as well. And we're going to try and figure out, you know, for your free-to-play players out there, or even for the dolphins like me or the whales like me, you know, which one you should be hoarding for right now, and why they're such kind of cool and unique characters and change up the game, especially when we get to Lucia later today. So thank you so much for listening, you guys. You can, of course, join us on our Discord down below in the description. Come check us out on stream. We do stream every day. And of course, if you want to support me, there's also support links down below as well. Thank you so much, you guys, and have a great rest of your day.